Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. My YouTube channel's looking a bit ropey. Well, Fortnite's back in our lives, so yeah, bad internet again. Of course, Epic needs servers filled. And first man in the chat is Skyjacker saying hi ho, sweetie pie. So hello, good evening, welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here for the Nurburgring 2.5. Oh, let's get away from them screeching cars. We're here for the 2.5 Nurburgring race 2023. 76 laps, I believe, around the Nurburgring with random weather. Times 3 fuel depletion, times 3 tyre degradation, bob's on, BB's on, tuning's off, and it's all in BMWs. Pat's in the chat saying hi, and Koi Cup also saying good evening, sir. How are you? I am tickety-boo, tickety-boo. So the runners and the riders, the information somewhere. I know Homesick posted something. Sorry, I'm looking for things. Where's all that stuff that Pat did? They've all been poor Matt Psycho's feeling poorly. There's a grid somewhere as well. Hang on. This is stuff I should have done beforehand, but didn't, because I thought, that's alright, I'll find it nice and easy. I found the grid. Found the grid. We're alright. Binko in the chat saying evening thingy. Evening everyone. Good luck, guys. So then, in the we're running the BMWs Group 3 Endurance 1. I think it's at M6, and we're running the Group 4 M4 BMW. So looking at the multi-class, let's look. There we go. It's Liam Anfield who is on pole overall with a 351.144. Then in second place is Matt Psycho with a 351.266. Homesick Alien will be starting third with a 352.122. Jim starting in fourth with a 354.301. Pat will be starting in fifth with 355.904. Sixth will be Madalinsky with a 357.529. Silverstar seventh with a 401.354. And Bendit did not post a time. I haven't seen if everyone's here. We've only got 14. So there seems to be one missing. Who will that one person be? Dun, dun, dun. We'll look in a minute. So the Group 4 cars, we've got Talleyrand on pole with a 410.346. Ensign Newer in second with a 411.841. Bazza in third with a 413.672. Koi Karp starting in fourth with a 413.882. And Harv starting in fifth with a 414.502. Skyjacker sixth without a time posted, and Flashman seventh without a time posted. Right then, so that's the grid coming up. A multi-class race, I tell you, I get rate stressed when it's multi-class because I never know which ones to watch. It's kicking off in both fields. He's the pole sitter. Ensign Newer second in the M4s in the Group 4 cars. Then we have the Bazza. He is in an M4, I believe, with Talleyrand, the leader of the M4s. We've got the Halfmeister. He's in an M4 with Matt Psycho, second on the grids. Famous for empty threats, is sitting in second on the grid and looking absolutely fine in his livery. He's in the M6s. Then we have Pat also in an M6. Is that sound? Is it just my internet? And Mama Sykes is in the chat saying, good evening, hi, all hi, thingy, enjoy racing, guys, good luck, Matt. Right, I'm closing everything down because my internet's just flicking about all over the place, but my iPad does have almost every app open, which probably isn't helping. Either that or I've got to go and shout at my 15-year-old, which I don't fancy doing, really. It's a nightmare. So we'll just see with a restart. You guys get double vocal, which is awful. That sounds a bit... Oh no, it started freezing again. I don't know. I'll try not to care about these things. So we were going through the field, wasn't we? Here we go. I bet they've all shuffled around now. So Jim, he's there. He'll be starting just behind Homesick Alien in the M6s. Bendit is here. He'll be starting at the back of the field of the M6s. Oh, we're getting a lineup. Skyjacker, he'll be further back with the M4s. Koikarp also. We're getting the ready. We're getting there, guys. Silver Star, Liam Anfield, Madalinsky. So it's the Flash Meister. Has not managed to get to the start line, and oh, what a shame. So let me get involved here. Oh look, all the Ys creeping back with someone's presence in amongst it all. That is a Y, bloody Ensign knew it's a Y. When he wasn't, when he, there we go. It's not something we need to talk about. So that is a beautiful lineup ahead. Racer Brown in the chat saying hello, how are we? I am good, man. I am good. I'm blagging my way through this. There was things I did think about saying, but I've forgotten them now because I left it last minute. So so I think they're going to reset it twice. Oh no, I don't think there's been any kind of resets. So to me, from practice, if practice is anything to go by, unless they do a double reset and then start the race, I'm unsure. But I think the double reset was going to be 5 minutes before. I must have missed it. So, look, that voice is doing my head in now. Ah, the resets were done before I joined. There you go. So we've got Liam Anfield on pole for the Group 1 cars, or Group, you know, and Talleyrand on pole, so 9th. For the M4s. It's a rolling start. 76 laps of this grueling go-kart track, oversized go-kart track. And let's hope we are going to have an absolute blast. Liam Anfield then leads away. Matt Psycho. And, it's looking like Homesick Aliens, looking the lively one there. Down here, Talleyrand doesn't seem to be bothered by Ensign into the first corner. Then Liam Enfield finds his braking perfect, even with the cold tyres. Matt Psycho clings to second with Homesick Aliens still third, Jim fourth. They know it's a long race, and you can't win it in the first corner. Madalinsky looking for a move around Silver Star, is it? Yeah, Silver Star holding ground, but Silver Star's gone a little wide now. Madalinsky may have got the line, but no, Silver Star keeps positioning. Meanwhile, he's got himself ahead of an M6. That's awkward. That is awkward for Bendit, the Group 4 car. We've got a jitter out there. So Bendit there in 9th at the moment, trying to find his way past the M4s so he can join the pack up ahead. And Talleyrand at the moment unbothered in his lead by Ensign Ewart. Bazza a little further back, and he is being harried by Skyjacker. Skyjacker making his way through right now, and he's looking for third. He started 6th, I believe, did Skyjacker in his field, and now already up to third spot in the BMW. What a return to the track. And and Halves there watching the back of the Bazza. A battle as Bazza finds his way through Coy. Oh, Coy must have been there as well, hiding behind Skyjacker. So fierce battling there in the M4s. Liam Anfield, meanwhile, oh no, Matt Psycho is under threat from Homesick Alien. And I was going to save this for a bit later, but I thought the way it was going to go was that Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield were going to be at each other's throats, wearing their tyres out, burning their fuel, and we know Homesick Alien is one of the best in the field at fuel management and tyre looking after-ness. So I think Homesick Alien is likely to sit back from these guys and come later in the race, but at the moment the top three, nip and tuck between all of them. And oh, it looked like Matt Psycho had to break a little there for Liam, and Homesick Alien nearly punted Matt Psycho, but his brakes did their job and he stopped just in time. Jim, meanwhile, is being harried by Pat. Pat fancies a piece of this. Jim, all on the racing soft tyres. Pat having another look. Jim's hiding. Oh, and Pat nearly got himself a huge slice of oversteer mid-corner there and found himself sideways and still harrying Jim. Jim already, it has to be noted, has done 3 hours of racing today in a different game, a different format, so he'll be trying to find his feet and remember how the game works and the physics. Silver Star, meanwhile, is watching that unfold ahead of him, and he's dropped Madalinsky. Bendit, meanwhile, is catching up with the Mads. Talleyrand, meanwhile, he's safe, 1.4 seconds ahead of Ensign Ewart. And Ensign Ewart 4 seconds ahead of Baz, who's managed to get that third spot back away from Skyjacker, which I fear may have brought back a little Spinjacker, possibly, may have appeared. Oh, again with the sideways, and again with the tail end coming around, and Skyjacker is full throttle today, absolutely full throttle. He is not yielding to his BMW as the halves gains a position there in the M4. Meanwhile, Liam Anfield still leads from Matt Psycho, the top trio in the Group 3s. Nothing between them, a second between them all. Jim's got his hands full with Pat. Pat very feisty today in the M6 Endurance BMW, and he's all up and in Jim's business. So shall we see from Pat's point of view in the chat then? Skyjack said, yes, it reset before you joined. Mama Sight saying, playing up again thingy, I don't know, there's no... And Racer Brown saying, who are we missing? And it is Flashman. Hopefully it's... Oh no, it is jittery, isn't it? Well, I don't know, there's not much I can do. Internet is internet. And it's raising, Fortnite's raising its ugly head again. Spinjacker.x loading 57%, says Binko. Liam Anfield leads by 9/10 of a second, and it's seesawing for Matt Psycho. 1 minute he's right there with Liam Anfield, then he's right there with Homesick Alien. It's a battle royale out in front. Then we have the Jim in 4th place. And he's starting to gain some ground. Oh, Pat is absolutely catching them all today. We've seen his car sideways more than once. Oh, he's gone a little wide there, though. But, yeah, we've seen him catch a couple of those bad boys. Madalinsky's 4 seconds behind him, but he's going to gain rapidly if Pat keeps driving like the nutcase that he is at the moment. And the big bad Bendit has caught up with Madalinsky. The Flying Dutchman is heading to the Polish pilot's environment. Now we have Silver Star, who slipped back now quite a way. He's just ahead of the M4s. Talleyrand is getting on with the business. He is putting this race to bed early doors already. 3 seconds ahead of Ensign, who's 5 seconds ahead of the Baz, whom is 1.3 seconds ahead of Coy, 3.5 seconds ahead of the halves. And Skyjacker is racing back to the back of the pack, 7.2 seconds adrift, but going mega speed at the moment. So this is the closest battle we've got, with Homesick Alien now ready to pounce on Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho will be pacing himself, remember. And it's going to be not just the speed they display on the track, but the management of the fuel and the tyres. It's a whole picture. 76 laps is grueling in these cars. Sigrid in the chat saying, go, go, brother Bazza. Yes. The Bazinator, he's 3rd in his category at the moment, I believe. Oh no, he is 4th. He's just lost the position to Sir Koikapov Kois, but he's chasing him down. It's tight. They're very close together. And oof, the Bazinator giving it some big welly there behind Koikap. Onto the brakes there for Koi. 3/10 divide the two cars here, seeing 3rd and 4th in their category. as Ensenua disappears down the field to try and chase Talleyrand, but Ensenua is very, very heavy on his tyres, so he may find he's struggling. If Coy and the Baz can take care of their tyres a little better, then Ensenua could be some easy pickings for him. At the moment we're sat on board with Bazza, 12th overall, 4th in his category, chasing down Coy. And Sigrid giving it some love in the chat. And the Baz then having a look at the Coy. Coy edging his BMW right to the very edge of the track. And if he puts a wheel just in the wrong spot, these Beamers are likely to go spin-a-doos. So Coy Cup has to watch his limits there, or he'll find his back end coming around again there. A little wiggle from Coy as Bazza planted that accelerator perfectly. Up in the lead still Liam Anfield with Matt Psycho. Oh, bit of a tail for Bazza there. He got a bit of a back ender and lost a bit of ground to Coy Cup. He's got the halves only 2.7 seconds behind him, and he's going to have to be wary of that. Skyjacker gaining on the guys ahead, a 206, a 207, halves doing a 207. So if they can maintain this pace, Skyjacker will not be able to scramble back. But Bazza is stuck in that battle with Coy Cup, and that's helping Ensign a lot. Look, he's up to 8 seconds ahead of these guys now. As you see, Coy Cup's car wriggling like a snake through the chicane there as the Baz chases him down. Meanwhile, hang on, we'll just stick with this for a little bit more. It looks like there could be, we're on it. I just know when I pull away there'll be action, so I'm just giving it that moment when I was gonna pull away, just waiting for that extra 30 seconds or so just to see. It's not happened yet, has it? So we all know, we're all in the same boat here. We all know that I waited. Coy's absolutely planting those laps at the moment, and that's where Bazza is struggling to keep up with him. Liam Anfield has gone fastest of everyone. He's 1.6 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, and the fuel levels is nominal between the two drivers. And Liam Anfield using his soft tyres up a little more than Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien. And this fuel is exactly the same between all three of the top drivers. And they are shadowing each other at the moment, bringing these cars around. The sun is absolutely gleaming out there. Jim is nearly 8 seconds adrift now, but he has dropped out like a bad smell. 3.3 seconds behind now is Pat. 58.6 last time around from Pat, his fastest of the race so far. Jim doing a 58.1, and they are absolutely hammering it. Madalinsky 4 seconds adrift of Pat at the moment, a 58.8, but he's being caught by the Bandit. Oh, the Bandit has dropped off the pace a little in the last 2 laps, and we know he can do a lot faster than that. So Bandit, sorry, 5.7 seconds adrift, with Silver Star 9 seconds adrift of Bendit, but he has pulled away from the M4s now. Talleyrand some 5.5 second lead on Ensenua, who's cutting the grass and getting away with it. Absolutely cracking. He's keeping Talleyrand honest, but he is really munching through his tyres doing so. Coy Carp still ahead of the Baz at the moment. Nothing in it between the two of them. In the chat, Racer Brown saying track limits, boys and girls. What was that, Matt Psycho? And Racer Brown saying I'm watching you. So the Baz on it, but he might be just chillaxing a little bit behind Coy Carp, just using him. He's got the pace to stay with him. He might fancy just sitting behind, doing a bit of fuel saving. He's used a bit more fuel up than Coy, but his tyres are in a little bit better of shape than Coy Carp's. The Harv Meister chasing him down. He's only 4 seconds, that's nothing in a 2.5 hour race. We've got 70 more laps to go. And the halves can see that race up ahead of him on Furling, as Skyjacker has pulled in a bit of time now. Skyjacker, that is a beautiful looking car. Skyjacker is starting to plant some times in, and he is chasing down at the halves. Liam Anfield 1.5 seconds, maintaining that time from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho feeling a bit hot under the collar as Homesick Alien throws some empty threats his way. And Matt Psycho claiming the high ground and holding fast in second spot. Jimbo 4 seconds higher than Pat, and Pat is 5.2 seconds ahead of Madalinsky, the Bandit. 3.3 seconds now. He is gaining on the Mads. M4 guys, try changing gears halfway. Think it's faster. Well, if you're listening, Racer Brown, the Brown Streak, he's got a bit of information for you M4 drivers, that if you change gear halfway, I'm guessing he means through the rev limiter, it's faster. It's information they probably would have liked before the race, not 7 laps into the race. Bendit, but when they watch this back, they'll know. Bendit then going through the chicane, trying to gain on Madalinsky. It's good to see Bendit back again in the fold. He's been absent far too many races, and it's nice to see him around. Liam Anfield, meanwhile, 1.2 seconds. He cannot shake the combo of Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien, and the racing there really is amazing. Look at the pace they are maintaining and racing each other without calamity or problems, which is probably the same thing. Jimbo, 58s, he's maintaining a beautiful pace of 58s. His fuel's a little less than the Aliens. The Aliens is probably a little more than Matt Psycho's. Liam Anfield's is the same as Matt Psycho's. Fuel is nominal, isn't it? It really isn't anything between these guys. Pat as well, similar fuel to the leaders. He's 4.3 seconds adrift of Jim at the moment, but Jim is absolutely taking care of those tyres, isn't he, eh? What a touch on Jim 66. The tyres are beautiful, Jim. Best in the field, I've got to say. Madalinsky's aren't bad, but they're not as nice as Jim's. And Bendit also looking after those tyres quite nicely. Silver Star, meanwhile, 13.5 seconds. He's done a 59. And but Bendit has moved into the 58s. Madalinsky's touching 2 minutes 59s, but he is capable of 58. Pat must have had an issue. Pat's had an issue, and now Madalinsky is closing in for the kill. 6th place, Madalinsky, the Polish pilot, who has probably been watching the times dropping between himself and Bendit, is now finding himself with Pat. Now Pat is wiggling very much so under acceleration. Is he struggling with tyres? It's early for a tyre stop. I would have thought they would try and get the fuel to last the distance of the tyres, but Pat is struggling with something in that car at the moment. Such a strong start from the Patster. Tyres are worn. It can't be denied, but you know, they're a bit more worn than Madalinsky's. Pat could be struggling here. And the choices have to be made. Maybe a harder compound. Hello, Boob, my beautiful cat. You are cold. You've been out to find him outside. So Pat, who was giving Jim a lot to think about earlier in this race, is now defending from the Polish pilot, who is all up and in his business, and Bendit closing in as well. We have got a lovely little mid-pack battle here in the M6s, led by Pat ahead of Madalinsky, with Bendit also joining the party. Cracking stuff. Then we've got Talleyrand. He's got a great distance on Ensenua, who's 10 seconds ahead of Coy, who still is within a second. Oh, and Coy's tyres starting to look very, very painful there, and the Baz could be ready to leap into action. Skyjacker and the Halfmeister have come across each other, and the halves lend the Sky a go as Baza applies some pressure to Koikarp. Koikarp's tyres are absolutely abused around the outside of the corner. The Baza plants it, but he doesn't decide to take his head yet. He is waiting for the moment. I know I've got to get back to that battle for 6th place, but this is tantalising between these two M4 drivers for the podium position in the Group 4 cars. So let's have a quick look. So no, nothing's changed here. Pat still ahead of Madalinsky, but Madalinsky now is on him. He's gained. And Bendit is in the action as well. Pat just trying to cling on to his M6. Madalinsky, it looks like it's only a matter of time before Madalinsky is going to take that spot away. And Bendit's in the action too. The thick of it. All of them. Right, they've gone to a straight. Not much can happen on a straight. And Koikarp still holding ground from the Baz. The Baz applying the pressure. His tyres in a slight better situation than Coy's, but Coy's is clinging on. Meanwhile, Pat is feeling the heat from Madalinsky. Madalinsky is right there in his chuff. He is looking to make the move. And Madalinsky then, a little wide coming out of the corner, and that's going to leave him wide open to the Bendit. And Bendit is on his way. And Madalinsky might just survive through this corner as he sorts himself out, and Pat gets a little breather there, but will he pit? I believe not. I believe he's going to try and go a little longer, and Madalinsky has to defend from the Flying Dutchman, who is all over him at the moment. The battle there, Baza has got past. Koikarp's disappeared. Did he go into the pits? He went into the pits. I do apologise. Well, that bloody, yeah. There you go. So he's gone first to pit. Coy looks like he's gone for the soft tyre again, filling right up to the brim. But if his tyres can't take it, it would seem pointless. So Liam Anfield then. His tyres are halfway torn at the front. Is 1.4 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, and Homesick Alien falling back. Did a 2:01 on lap 9, so Homesick Alien, and they're coming across lapped cars, so maybe that is what is slowing them down. Jim 13 seconds adrift, with Pat now up ahead of someone. No, he's still in 4th, but Bendit is ahead of Madalinsky. Bendit has made the move on Madalinsky, whom now is down in 7th spot, with Silverstar in 8th. Talleyrand leads the M4 guys by 11 seconds. Ensign New at 12 seconds ahead of the Baz. We saw the Baz was battling hard with Coy. Coy's pitted now. Now, is there an undercut here? Has Coy gone in for earlier tyres? Gonna gain him some big ground. And it looks like Skyjacker is looking ready for a pit stop as well. The halves also, tyres looking very, very painful there as Homesick Alien tries to find his way past, and it's traffic up ahead. Liam Anfield only 4.4 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. The traffic has not played nicely, and now they've come across Skyjacker. Now remember, the M4 cars do not have to get out of the way of the M6 cars. If they do, it's a courtesy, but they're not supposed to. If they stick to the racing line, the Group 3 cars know where to go. They know not to go for the racing line. So Liam Anfield has cleared now Skyjacker, with Matt Psycho also clearing Skyjacker, but the battle is so much closer. Homesick Alien trying to find his way through the traffic as well has now come across Skyjacker. He's just done his fastest lap time. Jim 14 seconds adrift of that battle, with Pat in 5th, still hasn't pitted, 1 second ahead of Bendit, who has looked after his tyres amazingly. The former Turtle, former Bandit, now Bendit, is absolutely trouncing this one at the moment. A 57 last time out, with Pat doing a 58. Madalinsky 4 seconds adrift. Boy, he could be struggling with tyres. He's done a 2-minute or a 2:01, and that may give Silverstar a little leap on him. Talleyrand leads the group of 4 cars with Ensign Newitt in second, but Ensign Newitt has barely got any tyre left. Talleyrand's got half a tyre left. So Ensign Newitt destroying his tyres. What's the Baz looking like? He's got some tyre left, but not a major amount. And he's going to be watching his back from Skyjacker, who is eking his tyres to the very edge. And Koikarp on a fresh set. He's gone for mediums. That's why he's filled up. We saw he was filling up with fuel. I questioned it because the softs don't last the length of a fuel tank. But he's gone for a set of medium tyres. And that will cost him pace, but buy him laps. So that'll be interesting how that one works out. The Harv also pitting. He's gone for another set of softs, and he's filled the car up. The weight is not going to be nice to that car. You do not want to try. Liam Anfield is the first to pull the trigger on the pit stops. Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien both staying out. They've got good tyres, and Liam Anfield's tyres were not that bad. That is a tactical pit stop. Tactical. He's going tactics. So Jimbo, we're on lap 12 of 76, and Jim moves up and into third spot as Liam Anfield brings his M6 in what we can only think is rather early. Pat moves up to fourth with Bendit right on his tail, and Pat's tyres, oh well, they're in a better state than some that I've seen, Pat. And Bendit looking to get the move done. Madalinsky also opting not to pit yet, so it's only Liam Anfield in the Group 3 cars has made that decision. Interesting stuff here. He's gone for mediums, full tanks. Medium full tanks. Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien are going to have to make these soft tyres count right now, because their main competitor has gone for a slower tyre, and I do not believe there's anything in the rules saying they have to use another compound. So that is a tactical choice, as was Koikarp's. So Matt Psycho, meanwhile, leading this race by 0.9 of a second as they clear Ensign Hewitt there in his M4. He is second in his field, but his tyres are atrocious. Jimbo holding ground in third, so has Liam, he has been released. He's ahead of Silverstar, but he's 15 seconds behind of Madalinsky. I don't know what sort of lap times he'll be doing. We'll have to check that out. Talleyrand is sitting pretty, quarter of a tank of fuel, and the tyres are together nicely. Ensign Hewitt is driving on a dead tyre. 209.8 from Ensign Hewitt. Talleyrand managing a 207.5. And Baz has gone in. Baz has gone in. This could be absolutely crucial to the fight between Koikarp and Ensign Hewitt driving on that dead tyre. Skyjacker also romps into the pits. Now then, Koikarp, now then, he says. Koikarp then. Car 23 was third in his category. Pitted early because he had dead tyres, and now he has come out on the mediums, full tank of fuel. Well, he's almost used a quarter of that tank up already. Wowzers. And he is absolutely blazing. He's blazing squads. And Baz is still in the pits, it says. Filling up. What's he going to do? Medium tyres as well, maybe? Possibly. Here comes Koikarp then to retake his third spot. Medium tyres are working well for him right now. And the Baz slips down to 12, and Skyjacker has been released ahead of the Baz. Skyjacker has duped him in the pits by putting in less fuel. The Baz has filled up on a set of softs, although it didn't affect him too badly. But Skyjacker short filling it, getting out on the softs ahead of the Baz, and the Baz struggling on the colder tyres in the first corner. He's only 6.2 seconds ahead of the halves. The halves is mentally still in this race. It's everyone's to play for down here. And Koikap on the medium tyres. As soon as Skyjacker and the Baz get their tyres warmed up, I fear Koikap might be in trouble. Ensign Newark continuing on those dead tyres as Talleyrand is in a league of his own. Matt Psycho then comes into the pits. Homesick Alien staying out. Remember, Liam Anfield made that pit stop. He put medium tyres on. He made that choice. He is absolutely slinging it out there, kicking up the kiddie litter here, there and everywhere. And Matt Psycho now into the pits. What choices? He's not struggling with the soft tyres though. He only had 9% of fuel left in his tank, so why would he go mediums? I'm sure it's not in the rules. If it's in the rules, I do apologise, but I don't think it ever is in the endurance. It's free choice all the way, mama. Pat and Madalinsky also join in. Matt Psycho in the pits. And Liam Anfield hasn't got round there yet. Here he comes. And he's going to jump easily. Madalinsky and Pat. It's Matt Psycho we're looking for. He must have been released. He's not fueling up. And yes, no, they're out of the pits. And Matt Psycho is behind Liam Anfield, so the medium tyres hasn't affected him too much, but Matt Psycho has gone for another set of soft tyres with Liam Anfield on those medium rubbers. Bender is now up and into third, but his fuel gauge is flashing. Jim in second, his fuel gauge also flashing. And who said that? Homesick Alien's fuel gauge is flashing also. So Liam set to take the lead of this race. He's 51 seconds behind the Alien. Matt Psycho on soft tyres, though, has all the weaponry he needs to go to war with Liam Anfield, on the medium set of tyres. Silverstar, his car's a bit thirsty as well. He'll be soon into the pits. Pat's back out. He's gone for soft tyres, full tank. Madalinsky's gone for medium tyres, full tank. The Alien is into the pits. Soon to be followed by Jim and the Bendit, I am sure. Then we have Talleyrand. No need for a pit stop in that M4. Look, they go the distance. And Ensign Newark has pitted. He's put softs on. He's filled up and he's back out ahead of Coy. Such was his lead in second place. Coy Carp only 2 seconds ahead. Oh, and Silverstar had a big moment ahead of Skyjacker there. And Skyjacker is hoping he's wearing the brown trousers today. Liam Anfield's just set to take the lead of this race, but he's missed the chicane in his battle with Matt Psycho. And Matt Psycho, I can hear he's on the phone to the stewards already. And Liam Anfield, should he give the position up? I think he's lost the position. You may as well, just to avoid a penalty if there is one to be given. So Matt Psycho still yet to take over the lead of the race. And Matt Psycho is now up the inside on the soft tyres, and Matt Psycho is leading from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield giving it big balls, giving it everything he's got against. Oh, he's only ever going to slide out. You've got to be careful on the inside there. Now Matt Psycho covering off that inside line to avoid Liam Anfield sneaking one up the inside there. Homesick Alien after his pit stop. He's gone back to the soft tyre also, and Liam Anfield could be in trouble here. Jim's back out. He's on the soft tyre ahead of Bendit, who's just leaving the pits now, but Pat's got through. Pat has overtaken. Well, he was already ahead of Bendit, but Bendit is a lot closer to the Pat now. And Madalinsky on the medium tyres has lost a bit of ground. Silverstar's into the pits now. Talleyrand still yet to pit. Ensign Newark has pitted, but he's over a minute and 9 seconds behind Talleyrand. And I don't know how long a pit stop is. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Skyjacker only 6/10 behind the medium-clad Koikarp. He's only managing 208s and 209s on those medium tyres. Skyjacker getting some 206s out of his soft tyres. And the halves is ahead of the Baz. What happened to the Baz? He's had just a rough lap, I think. That's a shame for the Baz. He was fighting for the podium in the first stint, and he's behind the halves now with Koi. Oh, Sky's already passed Koi Carp. We missed it. Bummer. As Pat comes through to pass the M4 cars. Pat in his own race. And Skyjacker now up into a podium position. Not bad. Started at the back of the pack. Had a spin. Had another spin. All in the first two or three laps. Now he's up into a podium position, chasing down Ensign Ewart, who we know is not good with tyres. Is that Flashman and Pat quite close together? Oh, Silverstead. No. It's Flashman, he's not even here. It's Silverstar. I thought I saw Pat. There's Pat in 5th. And Bendit as well, going around Skyjacker's car. So Liam Anfield only 4/10 ahead of Homesick Alien, and the medium tyres may not have been the right call. And Homesick Alien definitely looking for an opportunity up the inside. Liam Anfield trying to make his BMW as wide as it possibly can be. He stretched it. And Homesick Alien, though, his prize is his eyes are on the prize, and Matt Psycho is the prize at the moment. And Homesick Alien does not want to be beefing with someone on medium tyres. That's not what he's looking for in this race. He wants to be beefing with the man in front on the softs. So Homesick Alien does not want to get caught up behind Liam Anfield just for too long, and let Matt Psycho, who already has built out a 3.1 second lead, and that is a healthy lead in anyone's book. And Liam Anfield trying to make his car wide. Homesick Alien going for the obvious move up the inside of the hairpin, and is he going to get it to stick? He's on the soft tyres. Beautiful stuff between the two of them. They're side by side having a drag race down to the first corner. Homesick Alien, though, will have the inside, but he's lost a little ground there to Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield managing to get on the accelerator earlier out of the corner, but Homesick Alien later on the brakes, leaning on those soft tyres and getting the purchase he needs to get the move on. Up into second now, 3.8 seconds behind Matt Psycho, and Matt Psycho has built himself out a lovely buffer. He's ill, you know. He doesn't feel well. And he's got to watch. Well, they all go off there, so track limits is track limits, but these guys don't know that corner's got a track limit. Jim then, 32 seconds behind the battle up front, but only 4.6 seconds ahead of Pat. And Pat closing in with the pressure of Bendit all up and in his business. And between them, they've got the M4 car of Ensign Ewart. 13 seconds further back is Madalinsky. And these medium tyres look like they're worth nout. And Talleyrand's fuel is now flashing. And that will put Silverstar back in the right category. He's catching up with Talleyrand now. And he should get by Talleyrand to move back up and into 8th place. Whoa, a bit of a wiggle on from Silverstar. And there goes Talleyrand into the pits. Interesting. Ensign Ewart's got some way to go, and he's got some M6s coming by. As Talleyrand into the pits, he's eked out every last ounce of fuel in that car. And Skyjacker some 9 seconds. It was 11 seconds. So Skyjacker is really on the push at the moment. He's already pulled 6.5 seconds out on Koi Carp. Koi Carp on those medium tyres. And I tell thee, when the medium tyres start getting about a third worn to half worn, they really are useless. So Halves, the Scary Rambo, will be looking to make a killing. Bazza, his race was absolutely stunning in the first part. Is he doing a major fuel save in the middle here? He seems to have lost a lot of ground to the Harv ahead of him. Harv's doing lovely 207s on the reg, and Baz doing 208s with the odd 207. Koi Carp managing 208s and 209s on the medium tyre, and Skyjacker is smashing in some 205.7 last time round. That's going to make Ensign Ewart take notice. He's down to single digits chasing him, 9.5 seconds, and Ensign at 207.5, 2 seconds off of the time that Skyjacker has managed, and the back end playing up, and Talleyrand in, out, shake it all about. He's still leading this race, easy doors, and he's gone to lap 18. He was one of the last to pit, so great driving from the boss. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, 4.2 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Matt Psycho reeling off those fastest laps, one after another. Bang, bang, bang. And all Homesick Alien can do is stay with him. Liam Anfield, oh, I hope he's got a master plan to explain those medium tyres. Because, Homesick's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel left as well on Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho's car a little lighter at the moment than the Aliens. Liam Anfield on half a tank of fuel as well. Jim looked after his tyres fantastically in his first stint. And we're on lap 19 of 76. Chugging on quite nicely into this race. Pat looked to be closing in on Jim, but it looks like Jim has picked up the pace a little bit and is holding station with Pat, who also is holding station with Bendit. And we have Madalinsky. He put the medium tyres on as well. And did he just get overtaken by a Group 4 car? I dread to think that he did, but he may have done. But he's put them medium tyres on and he's not happy with them. He's not getting the pace he needs from the medium tyre. Is he going long into this race? But he's losing ground to that battle just ahead between Pat and Bendit that he was very much part of. Silverstar in 8th, 39 seconds behind Madalinsky. And this could be Silverstar's first endurance race with us, and it's a big jump, it's a big leap to get used to driving these cars for such a long time. But it's such a buzz. What an experience. Talleyrand leading. I've got information about these guys. I've got to find it. It's not in the endurance. Maybe you just put it all in the chat stuff. Excuse me. Chat. Is it in the chat? In there. I'll look at the one that he sent me privately. So Talleyrand was on pole. Trying to get some info out. Trying to get Pat's stats up and running. So yeah, Talleyrand, car 20. In the Group 4 BMW, started on pole. This is his 7th VRC endurance race, 2023 Nurburgring results. He's only taken part once this year in a Nurburgring race, and he got 2nd. Endurance event qualifying average is 2.8. I imagine that's bumped up a little bit now with his pole position. Best endurance result, 2nd overall, Daytona 2023. So he's not had a win in the endurance races. Average endurance result is 2.83. Overall or class podium in all races entered, except a 4th in class 2 at Bathurst. So yeah, there's a yellow flag up ahead. That's interesting. Are we going to see it? No, they've got themselves going before we even got there. So yeah, there are Talleyrand's stats. And yeah, so he's not won an endurance race yet. This could be Matt Psycho then leads 4.8 seconds from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien now in the 56s. His fuel, it must have been a fuel thing. Now his fuel is down to the close halfway. He's starting to close in. Liam Anfield losing touch with those leaders. What is his plan? What is his plan? It's still quite early in the race. We're on lap 21 of 76. We've got a long way to go, baby. So who knows what Liam Anfield's devious plan is on the medium tyres. Jim, 33 seconds adrift. He's just trying to stay ahead of Pat, and Pat has closed in slightly on Jim. But Pat is burning his tyres and his fuel more so than Jim. Jim is a pure endurance racer. Jim 66. Back in the fold. It took a 2.5 hour race to coax him back. But he came back. Even if it is just for this race, I'm going to soak him in like a fine wine for a while. And Mama Sykes in the chat saying fingers crossed for you, Matt. He's got it in the bag. Look, 4.7 seconds and he's carrying a bug. He's carrying a parasite with him. He's carrying extra weight. He's flashing the Group 4 car ahead of him. Even though it's not down to... Oh, no, it's Flashman. Oh, no, this is just a lapped car. Not Flashman, sorry. It's because I'm obsessed that Flashman's not here and I miss him. It's Silver Star, sorry. It's Silver Star. He's indicating to get out of his way because the blue flags do count to people in your own category. So Matt Psycho then doesn't want to be slowed down by anything. 4.5 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. They're getting further away from Liam Anfield. Then we've got the Jim. He's 5 seconds ahead of Pat. Pat's starting to slowly close that gap between himself and Jim, but Jim looking after his tyres and his fuel a little better than Pat. Bendit's dropped back. Ooh, he had a bad last lap around, and Bendit losing time to Pat. He was shadowing Pat all the way. It looked like we were going to get a feisty little battle for 5th place, maybe even 4th, but Bendit looks like he's had a moment and he's a little further back now. Madalinsky with those medium tyres doing a similar strategy to Liam Anfield, and it doesn't seem to have paid off just yet. Silver Star, he's on the soft tyre, trying to get a little more pace out of the M6. Madalinsky's doing 2:01s, 2 minutes, and Silver Star doing 2:01s. He's done a 2 minute as well. He's just going to get them consistently. Talleyrand, meanwhile, leads his field by 7 seconds. It's not that big, but Ensign Newart's killed his tyres since his pit stop and Talleyrand's pit stop. So he's on the back foot there is Ensign Newitt. He's going to need another pit stop pretty soon. He's built up a lead to Skyjacker again to 11 seconds. It was down to 9 seconds. And somehow Ensign Newitt got the message from the team to get a shift on, because he's built it back up to 12 seconds from Skyjacker, unless Skyjacker has had some sort of dilemma on this lap. He's 13 seconds ahead of Koikarp, who made that choice to put the medium tyre on. He was killing his softs though. He pitted very early. He's managed to go quite a while this time. The halves has killed his tyres totally. He's going to want a pit stop, and the Baz, who's looked after his tyres quite nicely, but at the moment they're getting passed by the Alien, who's chasing down Matt Psycho in the other category. But Bazza is starting to close in on Coy and the halves with better tyres and a little better fuel, I think. I dare say. Yeah, there goes the halves into the pits. Koikarp staying out. He's on the medium tyres. Still got life left in those tyres. But Bazza, 9 seconds. It's quite a way, but Bazza's doing some lap times now, is he not? Oh, no, a 2:09 that time around. With Koikarp doing a 2:08. And Matt Psycho gets past Coy. I think they're on the chat together anyway, so that probably makes it easier. And Homesick Alien closing in 3.3 seconds. So Matt Psycho is losing time through the traffic. And it is usually one of those things. They're more aware with the second car coming than the first car. The first car surprises them. The second car is like, oh yeah, well, we've had one already. But Homesick Alien's pulled out a second off of the lead of Matt Psycho, but he's still got to clear Koikarp, who's on those medium tyres. And it looks like he's caught him up in a lovely spot on a straight there, around the outside. No dilemmas, no issues whatsoever for the Alien. So a bonus second catch up on Matt Psycho there for the Alien. Liam Anfield. It's interesting. Maybe he just didn't feel like the softs were for him. And we'll see what he puts on next. Jim looking after his set of softs like he paid for them himself. Bendit is now ahead of what happens? That's a big one. Oh, he's lost a lot of time as Pat. Pat's had a big moment, and Bendit is now up and into 5th place. 14 seconds off of the Jim. Oh, he was only 5 seconds off Jim, and now he's like 19 seconds off of Bendit. Pat losing a hell of a lot of time there, but it fills Madalinsky's heart with hope that the battle is still on there for 6th place. And Pat having a shake of his booty, trying to get the accelerator down on an old set of tyres as Madalinsky zeroes in on the back of the Pat. Talleyrand leading his category, and Ensign Ewart, we saw he took a dead set of tyres quite deep into the race. Will he do the same thing? Koikarp has gone in through fuel. Fuel is what's done it. And the Baz has got past. Oh no, the Haas pitted. So the Baz is now back up and into 4th place. Chasing down Skyjacker, but Skyjacker's some 24 seconds ahead. But his tyres are going away from him. And his fuel is a lot worse than the Bazinator. Ensign Ewart, meanwhile, his tyres are pretty bad. He's got a bit of fuel. And Talleyrand, one of the last to pit, still has plenitudes of fuel and loads of grip. His cuppeth runneth over. Matt Psycho, 2.9 seconds. He's lost even more time now as he comes across Skyjacker on track. It is not falling well for him when he's coming up across these M4 cars, and he is through. 2.8 seconds is the lead. We're only on lap 25 of 76, and there's still a lot of race to go yet. But Liam Anfield on the medium tyres dropping away from the leaders, and the fuel he's not saving really. We will see what's up his sleeve. And I think Homesick again got luckier with his pass on the Group 4 car of Skyjacker, and is now 2 seconds closer to Matt Psycho than he was originally. And Matt Psycho, though that should be all the cars ahead, he has cleared. And Signid saying, come on Bazza, keep going, looking good. Oh, he looks fantastic always. So Matt Psycho then 3 seconds ahead of the Alien. Liam Anfield 14 seconds adrift of those guys, but 34 seconds ahead of Jim, who's now 14 seconds ahead of Bendit. Pat 20 seconds behind Bendit, but only 5 seconds ahead of Madalinsky. The saving grace for Pat is Madalinsky's on medium tyres and just can't get the pace down. Silverstar is in 8th place and going at roughly the same pace as Madalinsky. Talleyrand leads the Group 4 cars ahead of Ensign Ewart. It's up to 13 seconds now. Skyjacker is in 3rd, but he definitely needs a pit stop. And the Baz his tyres are starting to go down. He's 42 seconds ahead of Coy, who's gone back to the soft tyre, and the halves is very close to Coy as well, 1.3 seconds. Now let's take it. Let's say Halves has stayed in this race. He wasn't very confident. It didn't feel in the chat. He was trying to give his drive away, but he's in the race. It's 24 laps in. We've raced for 51 minutes, and this is his very first time in the endurance racing, and he's there. He's staying with them. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. So Skyjacker, did he pit? Has he pitted yet? Oh, I'll get the right button, don't you worry. Sooner or later. There's a whole group of cars here. Oh, I think they come across more. So Matt Psycho comes into the pits. Homesick Alien doesn't need to, but he didn't need to find an M4 car as well in that corner. And Homesick Alien, he's got enough fuel to keep going for a while there, and loads of fuel. I mean, loads of tyres. That's early, is it? Oh, no, it was fuel that Matt Psycho needed. And his tyres weren't that badly used. So Liam Anfield gets second place back. And now Matt Psycho seems to be on the back foot. Liam Anfield, he hasn't got that much fuel, though. He's not going to be going for much longer than Matt Psycho. And Homesick Alien, I said, at the top of this race, he's a man to watch with the way he can look after his fuel tank and his tyres. And it's proving me right at the moment because it looks like advantage Alien. In the chat then, Mama Sykes saying, come on, Matthew. And the Bink saying, wonder if Liam hired the Ferrari Strat team. Well, I'm worried because sometimes in our league endurance races, there is a 2-tyre compound rule. And I'm wondering if Liam's got himself mixed up with that rule and the separate rule of 2.5-hour races, which is free choice. It's just however you want to run your race. So that's my concern, because the medium tyres does seem to be a killer. Madalinsky and Liam have both shown that. He's lost a lot of time to Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho on the softs again, full tanks, and he'll be hoping the Alien cannot keep this up for much longer. But at the moment, the Alien sitting pretty on that lead. 2.2 seconds, Matt Psycho is ahead of Jim, and Jim is still good on tyres, pretty good on fuel. And Bendit ahead of Pat. As we knew, Pat's tyres really starting to hurt. Madalinsky, though, can't capitalise on it for some reason. 2 minutes for Pat, even on a really rough set of tyres. And Madalinsky, 6.4 seconds adrift of Pat, but this is the time he wants to get some of those laps in. And Silver Star having a smash through the chicane up to the final corner. We've done a lap in the car. So around that final hairpin, we're on lap 26, just about to start lap 27 of the Nurburgring 2.5 hour 2023 endurance race. Heading down to the first corner, looking for our braking spot, just past the 100-meter marker board, into second gear, kiss the apex, come in it, bring it wide, then slap down the accelerator, little play with the accelerator, a little feathering over the top of the hill, wait till the car's straight, get down on the accelerator, heavy brakes now into the tight chicane, and then just let it cruise over the next apex, wait until the biting point, then bang on to the accelerator, head into the next braking point, which is a dropping down the hill on the left, little dab of the brakes there, knock it down a gear, let it carry the speed through the apex. Then we want to be heavier on the brakes here, down into second gear, touching that apex, then back onto the accelerator. We can let it really open up now, down to the next hairpin. This is one you can get away with braking a little later into, letting her out wide and then pulling her in tight. He goes in nice in second, around the apex, gives her a little kiss, and then back around and then back on the accelerator. And how fast dare you go through the uphill chicane, the Michael Schumacher S, and a big feather there in the middle, and he's through and up, and then we're looking for the marker board to take this right-hander. Third, second gear he's opted for, back up to third, up to the apex, then another little play with the feather, and around, just let her swing about, straighten her up, bang on the accelerator, down the short straight. This bend won't affect you, just take her in, full pelt, beautiful stuff. Looking for our braking marker now for the chicane, and it's there, and he's on the brakes. Get one wheel over that apex, one wheel over that apex, and then back on the accelerator up to the final corner, another hairpin, down to second gear, and ride the wall, baby, all the way around to straighten her up. And that was lap 27, and we're looking at a 2:01.8987. Liam Anfield, meanwhile, is back into the pits. And Matt Psycho yet to overtake him, but he's just there now. And he goes past as Liam Anfield fills up with fuel. Jim is a threat now to Liam. Liam is going to be looking at Jim. His race might be for the podium here, because Jim is looking very good. Still a nice amount of fuel on board. The tyres are still with him. And yes. And Bendit's through as well, but his fuel is flashing as the compact BMW team service Liam Anfield and release him back to the track behind Bendit. Big job. He's gone back to the soft tyre now. And my word, if he's got the rules wrong, that would be hilarious. It wouldn't be for him, but for the rest of us, we can all point at him and laugh. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, now 46 seconds adrift. It's all about, whoa, Homesick Alien making a real mess of the final chicane. Sorry, Homesick. No one needs that to be shown, do they? So here we go. We're watching Homesick. It's just because I haven't used a replay yet. I forgot. I wanted to use it. He didn't mess it up that badly, did he? Really? There was nothing wrong with that. Sorry, Homesick. It was the angle. See, good job I did the replay, because there was nothing wrong with that. It was the angle that we were at. Looked like it was a bit messy, but it was fine on the replay. I was wrong. But meanwhile, the fuel has started flashing. We're on lap 30. Well, Homesick's on lap 30. The rest of us are on lap 29. And the Group 4 cars are on lap 28. Anything changed? Skyjacker has closed the gap a little bit to Ensign Ewart. Koikarp, 17 seconds adrift of the podium battle, but he's only 2.9 seconds ahead of Coy. Baz has made his pit stop. He's 6.3 seconds behind the halves, and we've got a lovely little battle there for 4th, 5th and 6th place brewing in the next half of this race. Lap 30 is the lap we're on. Not quite halfway. 33 is halfway. And oh, Matt Psycho having a wiggle all over the curbs there, and getting quite concerning. A bit raggedy. Jim 66 is third, 20 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. He's probably still got a good couple of laps. Liam Anfield's gone to the soft tyre now. Fielder right up, Bendit's in, Pat's in. Madalinsky is in. Will he go for another set of mediums? This looks like grip was a real struggle there. And Silverstar might be able to pick up a place or two here. I'm not quite sure. Talleyrand, meanwhile, still leads by a minute from Ensign Ewart, but I think that's... Oh, no, Ensign has pitted again, but I think it was a while ago. Skyjacker must have pitted as well. I think I remember a flurry of Group 4 cars coming in. He's down to half a tank already. Homesick Aliens pitted. This is it. So what has Matt Psycho done for you lately? Ooh, 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 ooh. Empty threats. So Homesick Alien then he's in the pits at the moment. He hasn't got to his pit. Yeah, now he has. They're filling him up. Oh my God, there's a back marker in Matt Psycho's way, but he makes short shift of that and gets around the final corner, and I think he's easily going to take the lead from the Alien. Homesick Alien then in the pits, filling up, not even moving yet, as Matt Psycho roars down the straight. Jim comes through. And he has to deal with Jim 66. Jim will be going in twice. He's on half a tank of fuel. He leads by about 14 seconds on the Alien, 13 seconds. Pits, I'm pretty sure. And he was seeing off the Bendit, Madalinsky has got a jump on Pat. He didn't change his tyres. There you go. So he opted not to change his tyres, but those medium tyres haven't seen him too well in his first stint, but he's got himself ahead of Pat, who's back onto a set of softs, and the closing speed is extraordinary between the two of them, but Madalinsky manages to stay ahead of Pat. Bendit, meanwhile, finds one of the Group 4 cars. It's of the Baz, and he is chasing down Liam Anfield, who is 17 seconds adrift now. And I honestly think he's worried. Jim might be a threat to his podium. I'm not sure. No. Can't be, can he? It's a longer pit stop than that. So Bendit then in 5th. Pat is 6th. Back ahead of Madalinsky, who went for those old tyres. And Matt Psycho putting a lap on 7th place. There you go. Bish, bash and bosh. Jim's into the pits. They'll put Liam Banfield back into 3rd spot. And
have I missed?
Oh, Jesus, who's that? Racer Brown, what have I missed? I don't know, where have you been? So Talaran leads by over a minute from Ensign Ewer, who's only 9.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker really is chasing down that 2nd spot, a 206.1 from Skyjacker last time out. Ensign Ewer managing a 205.8. So I don't know if Ensign's trying to save some fuel there, but Skyjacker really is ripping up the rulebook on the lap times there and closing in on... You can see him. He really is closing in. Is that really him? 9 seconds. Looks like that on the track. I tell you what, I thought 9 seconds would look longer than that. Had to take the daughter's friend home. Oh, I see. Koikap is in 4th. He's in a battle with the halves and the Baz at the moment, doing okay, but he's struggling with the tyres, as is Harvey there. His tyres not looking too good, and the Baz only 4.5 seconds behind him. So we've got a lovely battle there for 5th and 6th in the Group 4 cars. We've got Matt Psycho leading this race, half a tank of fuel, and his tyres are good. He's just taken the fastest lap of the race, and he's 16.6 seconds of Homesick, who's only just recently pitted, and he's taken on a full tank of fuel and brand new racing soft tyres. Liam Anfield's got off the medium tyres and back onto the softs, but he has found himself 17 seconds adrift of the Alien and 33.5 seconds adrift of Matt Psycho. Jim has recently pitted, gone back to 4th place, 11 seconds ahead of Bendit. Bendit really is mounting a charge for a podium here. This is cracking stuff. And no sign of any rain clouds whatsoever. It's blue skies all the way. I can't see anything dark in the atmosphere. And Pat, 32.3 seconds behind Bendit. He was up there fighting with Jim, if you remember rightly. But Madalinsky now keeping him honest with those medium tyres. Pat did get past Madalinsky, but he hasn't exactly ran away from him. So Madalinsky getting a good lap time out of the medium tyres. Silver Star is in, fueling up, and Talleyrand has just been lapped by the leader of the other category. But Talleyrand leads the Group 4 cars by over a minute. Ensign Ewart 11 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, who's on a charge. So now he's done a 205.7 there for Ensign, and Skyjacker 207 last time out. He's 22 seconds ahead of Coy, but we've got a tight little battle here brewing, and Baz has just done his fastest lap of the race with a 206.9, 4.2 seconds behind the halves, whose tyres are absolutely dismal, and Koikap also chewing up his tyres faster than the sound of speed. So Bazza then is the man. Let's get forward. You said that. So Matt Psycho's leading.
Hope you're okay.
Mama Homesick in the chat.
How is it all going?
Evening thingy, hope you're okay. I'm a bit late to the party tonight. How's it all going? Well, we're just about getting up to halfway. Oh, and Racer Brown saying, What happened to Liam? He put medium tyres on. His second stint, he run with the medium tyres. I don't know if he's read the rules wrong and thinks it's a 2 compound race, like we have in our championship endurance races. But with these 2.5 hour races, it's free choice. But he ran his second stint on medium tyres, lost a lot of ground to the Alien and Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho is leading this race by 17.4 seconds, but he's on a totally different strategy to the Alien. Homesick Alien managing to get very long stints out of this race, and he might have bought a pit stop on Matt Psycho. We don't know. It's a waiting game, like when you go and see the dentist or the doctor. But at the moment, we're not sure. Homesick Alien may be doing one stop less than Matt Psycho, and Matt Psycho is absolutely tearing it up though. Fastest lap after fastest lap. He's come across the Baz in the Group 4 cars, and he gets by, and the Baz is definitely getting a lot closer to the halves. So yeah, Matt Psycho leads, but Homesick Alien's on a different strategy, going longer, and he might be buying a pit stop on the Psycho. Liam Anfield was leading the race quite comfortably, pitted first. Oh, he didn't quite get that chicane. Pitted before the other two, put medium tyres on, and then just lost ground to Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien after that. And now I think he's slightly looking over his shoulder at what Jimbo does. Jim in Gym 66 returning to the VRC for a exclusive one-off race on loan from the his other team to take part in the revelries here at the Virtual Racers Club. He's in 4th place at the moment, 11 seconds ahead of another returning driver of Bendit, who's back for a one-off, I assume. We don't know, maybe not. The Pat lost a bit of time out there somewhere. He's just done his fastest lap of the race, and he is stuck in a battle with Madalinsky, who also went for the medium tyres in his second stint, and then in his third stint has left the same medium tyres on. And I imagine they're getting rather nasty by now, but he's doing good times with them. So fair play. Silver Star is cracking on. He's a little bit off of Madalinsky, but he's doing good lap times. They're just he's peppering in the odd 205, which doesn't help. And Talleyrand is leading, and he's going to need to pit pretty soon. Another one very similar to the Alien, going very long stints, making the fuel work for him. And he's just coming in for his second pit stop, or that's all, in 33 laps. So Talleyrand, who's a minute ahead of Ensign, wrong button. Ensign Ewart, who's almost killed his tyres, and we've seen that pattern from Ensign Ewart quite often, where he just likes to destroy the tyres totally. Skyjacker also killing his tyres softly, and he is chasing down Ensign Ewart. He's varying between 12 seconds and 9 seconds. He started from the back, made his way up to virtually 3rd spot where he is now, had a couple of spins in the early laps, was at the back again, and has charged through and back into 3rd, but he just can't get a bite on the Ensign Ewart there. Big Dan is keeping pace with Skyjacker. Koikap is in a tough battle for 4th with Scary Rambo and the Bazza. He's nearly killed his tyres, so has the Halves, and the Halves has got no fuel. The Bazza is there. It's there. So Bazza looking like he's going to pick up some spoils from ahead of him. He's looking after his fuel better, looking after his tyres better, and now he looks like he's going to move on up into 4th place as Pat makes his way past Koikap, whose tyres are dying on the vine, as are the Halves. And here we go. The moves are going to happen early doors. He's not waiting for any pit stops here. He is going to get in for the kill. Going in for the kill. He's doing it for a thrill. I hope you understand. Now get a hold of my hand. I think it's let go of my hand. And oh, a little bit of to-ing and fro-in there between the halves. I didn't count how many times he moved on that line. And the Baz, though, oh, he's following him in. He's following him in. He'll have to put less fuel in. Same amount of time to change the tyres. Oof. Big knock on the barrier from the halves as well, which might slow him down in the pits. Right, yellow flags. Yellow flags. Could be anything. Homesick in second, with Liam Anfield in third. Jimbo is fourth, with the Bendit in fifth. 30 seconds ahead of Pat, who is sixth. Madalinsky is seventh, with Silverstar in eighth. Talleyrand into the pits. Ensign Ewart. Oh, his tyres are going, aren't they? And so's our Skyjackers. Koikarp into the pits. Oh yeah, we saw all of them come into the pits. So Skyjacker and Ensign staying out. Coy's back out now on a set of soft tyres. He's not messing around with those mediums again. He tried mediums earlier and everyone drove past him. So Matt Psycho 18 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, whom is 16 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. And Matt Psycho getting very close to a pit stop moment, with the Alien still over half a tank of fuel on board and Liam with half a tank. Jim 3/4 of a tank, and a lovely set of soft tyres there, pulling a little bit away from Bendit now. It was 11 seconds, I think he's pulled it up to 13. Pat 30 seconds drift of Bendit, and 15 seconds now of ahead of Madalinsky. Those tyres getting ever older on Madalinsky's tyres car. And Silverstar now getting the blue flags from Matt Psycho, who didn't go in that time. Talleyrand pitted, got back out, 8 seconds the better of Ensign Ewart. I keep pressing the wrong button. And it was still 13 seconds ahead. These guys have all pitted, and the Baz got the jump on the halves. Now he's only 4 seconds from Coy, but they have a very similar pace between the two drivers, and it's going to be absolutely balls to the wall for the Belgian Bullet and the effing fish. Matt Psycho getting very close to a pit stop. We'll see that pit stop, and then I am going to have a moment, have a comfort break. Unless he doesn't pit on this lap, and then I'm going to go for a comfort break. Where is the line? I never remember. Oh yeah, it's miles away. I could have gone. So Homesick Alien could be set to retake the lead here, as Matt Psycho goes into the pits and into the kitty litter nearly, as he pushes it all the way, which we're assuming is his in lap. And Liam Anfield, oh, he'll be ruined. He'll be thinking they've still got to put mediums on. Maybe he thinks it's a 2 compound race, or maybe he's just trying something that didn't pay off. Jim, meanwhile, little wiggle there from Jim, but he's staying super consistent. He's just gone faster than he's gone before, and Matt Psycho does bring it into the pits, which will put Homesick Alien into the lead of this race. And will Liam get ahead of Matt Psycho? I do not believe he will. So Matt Psycho not even at his box yet as the Alien goes past, but they're on different strategies, them guys. And Homesick Alien getting a toe off of Pat as well, who's running 6th in this race at the moment, and 6th in this category. So there is Homesick Alien. So Liam Anfield is there. Yeah, Liam Anfield moves up into 2nd place, and he's saved a good amount of fuel on this stint, and has now moved himself into a similar strategy as the Alien. So what's Matt Psycho going to do? He's been short filling a little bit, and this is where it's probably paying off for the other 2 drivers, as Liam Anfield trying to get a lap on the Polish pilot, and he gets it done. Matt Psycho back out on track, racing soft tyres. 16 seconds adrift of Liam, but Liam's half used his medium tyres. Then we've got Jim in fourth, no looking for pit stops there. Bendit's nowhere near a pit stop, and Pat's nowhere near a pit stop. Medium tyres for Madalinsky, but he doesn't seem ready for a pit stop yet. Silver Star goes past one of the Group 4 cars of Big Dan, and he's looking pretty at the moment. Talleyrand still leads his group by 10 seconds, and Ensign Newer 14 or so seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker is set for a pit stop as Koikar a minute behind Skyjacker. I'm not sure that's going to be enough to try and get ahead of him. Baz has pulled out another second on Koikar, so Koikar could be in trouble here with the Belgian Bullet zeroing in on Koikar. Haas lost a bit of time there with the filling of his car and maybe the knock on the wall. And there is Homesick Alien. I'm going to go quiet for a bit.
Doing a rain dance then.
So here we go then. What have I missed? So Homesick still leading. Has not pitted just yet. And Skyjacker in the chat saying, who's doing a rain dance then? Oh, I just was outside. It's sunny as hell. It's no rain here today. So Homesick Alien there. He's doing okay. Quarter of a tank of fuel. Liam Anfield, he's now touching the low fuel level. His tyres are starting to look rather raggedy. And he's 7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, who put soft tyres on. He's down to half a tank already. And what do we say? Homesick's on a quarter. Oof. It's interesting what's going to happen between them two. Jim is extended his lead from Bendit by another couple of seconds. And Bendit there is starting to feel his tyres, I believe. He's gone a little wide there with Skyjacker. Just sat behind him. Skyjacker just wants to get on with his race, it looks like. And Bendit has got to get a move on, or he's going to be holding Skyjacker up. Skyjacker's chasing down that second spot. And then we have Pat. He's on an old set of tyres, looking very close to a pit stop. 40 seconds adrift from Bendit, and that's the wrong side of the white line you want to be on. And a little flash from him. Was he coming across a lap car? Whoa, again, no grip at all in the BMW. No grip whatsoever. So then we've got Madalinsky. He's still on them same set of medium tyres, and I imagine he'll be relieved to get rid of them. Although he's been sticking with the 202s, 201s. Great lap times from Madalinsky. But he's lost a bit of time doing so. Silver Star is a minute and a half behind those guys, but he's not got a pit stop to do. And he'll close in. So Talleyrand still leads the Group 4s by a minute, and he's got loads of fuel, loads of grip. Ensign Newer looks like he's recently pitted. Got a new set of tyres on about 3 laps ago. He's 15 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, so he's extended that lead to Skyjacker. Koikarp still ahead of the Baz as Liam Anfield makes a pit stop. And the Baz 6.2 seconds. We saw that battle brewing between the two of them, and yeah, Koikarp is getting through his tyres and his fuel a lot faster than the Bazinator. So I think the race will come to the Baz in a short while, and Scary Rambo has held his time gap. Well, in fact, he's pulled some back on the Baz. So the halves is still well and truly in this race as Silver Star comes up across him. Has to try and find a way past himself. Liam still in the pits. How close is this going to be between the Jim and Liam Anfield? I am not sure. You know, they've released him now. No, the fuel is still going. Jim's on the start straight. And Jim doing very well with the long stints here. And it's going to be touch and go between himself and Liam Anfield, I think, when the checkered flag arrives. They've just started lap 45 there. Jim up and into a podium position. Liam Anfield, another set of softs and a full tank of fuel, and he's off again. So Pat then, he's looking ready for a fuel stop. He's a minute or so ahead of Madalinsky. Has Madalinsky pitted then recently? Yeah, he's just pitted as Madalinsky. So Pat will have a little bit of time in hand there. So Pat, car number 4. Can't remember where his position was now. 5th, I think he started. It's the worst time to do it, isn't it? This is his 8th VRC endurance race. In 2023, his Nurburgring results were 11th and 6th. His endurance event qualifying average is 6.8. His best endurance result is 4th overall. Blue Moon 2022, yes. I think we've already decided that doesn't count. Average endurance results is 6.3. 3rd time racing in the top class of a multi-class race following Suzuka 22 and Spa 23. So Pat, in the recent years, raising the game. Homescalian now looking like he's getting close to ready for a pit stop. So Matt Psycho will resume the lead of this race. But who is going to win, I cannot answer. Jim is doing extremely well with that fuel, but Liam Anfield, with the new grippy tyres, has closed the gap up to 1.6 seconds. So I think Liam's going to retake that back on the track. That's right. I've just this moment thought, you know what, I should check if the voice is working on YouTube, and it is. So Liam Anfield then really closing in on Jim. Jim, he's got a program as Jim. I'm not sure he's interested in wasting time with racing. He might just realise that's not. Homesick is in now. So Matt Psycho trying to clear a bit of traffic. It was close at one point between Matt Psycho and Homesick Alien, but then the pit stops strategies kicked in, and there was a 16-second gap, was there, before the pit stops happened last time around. And we'll see at the end of this. Homesick Alien's still not at the box yet. He is. They're servicing him now. They're fueling him up. Homesick Alien Matt Psycho retakes the lead. And Jimbo is now ready for a pit stop, and he's still ahead of Liam Anfield, keeping great pace. Is Jim there as he pushes that M6 right to the very edge. And Liam Anfield 8/10 now. He doesn't know himself that Jim's coming into the pits, does Liam? Let's hope he doesn't try and sling it up the inside here. Oh, Jim's opted not to pit on this lap as well. Interesting. Homesick Alien back out on track, 37.6 seconds behind Matt Psycho, who is slicing through the traffic. But Matt Psycho now down to a quarter of a tank of fuel. This, you have to be some sort of mathematician to work out how this is going to pan out. Jim then, and I'm not working it out. I should think, oh well, Homesick Alien's doing an average of like 20 laps, where Matt Psycho's doing an average of 18 laps, and if you add all those laps up, then yes, Homesick Alien's bought a pit stop. But I can only assume that's what Homesick's trying to do, one stop less than Matt Psycho. And with lap 47, that was what, Homesick's third pit stop, and Matt Psycho is just building up to his fourth. And we've got 29 laps still left to go. Yes, it's the long game I think the Alien is playing for here, and possibly Liam Anfield as well, playing for that long game situation. Jim has lost the position, but like I said, I think Jim is sticking to a program here, and losing time to a race with someone who's on better tyres than him isn't part of that program. And so far Jim's race has been absolutely flawless. So the Binks in the chat saying, I'm good at maths, but would need the top 3 second pit stop laps. Yeah, I couldn't give you that. I can't produce you that. I haven't been writing them down or paying any kind of attention. I just say, oh look, they're going in. And now Jim's coming in for, I think, his third stop. So we have Matt Psycho leading at 38.2 seconds. Homesick Alien in second place, with Liam Anfield in third. It seems spread, but they're all on differing strategies. So it's a boiling pot that's going to come together at the end. Jim's in for a pit stop. I think he's safe ahead of Bendit. I think he's got a lot of time, at least 20 seconds on the bends. And he's just topping up with fuel now as Bendit makes his way around. The baby's got the bends, I know. Oh yeah, I made another hot brew during my break. Those guys, and I had a wee. Those guys out there, oh dear. They've been going for an hour and 36 minutes so far. Whilst I'm sitting here, lap of luxury, my second coffee. Had a quick smoke break and a piddle. Great stuff. Living the life of luxury, eh? So there we go. Jim's back out on track. And I said 20 seconds. I said 20 seconds. Oh, it's 18. But I said roughly. Approximation. Give me like 3 or 4 seconds each way. Pat then, 48 seconds behind the Benz. And 21 seconds ahead of Madalinsky, who's put some fast tyres on for a change. So now Madalinsky is going to rip it up. Silverstar is in the pits. He's filling up at the moment. And let's have a look at those Group 4 runners, shall we? So Talleyrand is he's doing amazingly out there. He's making the fuel and the tyres last the longest stints out of all of the Group 4 runners. And it's really starting to show. He's pulled out some a minute on Ensign Ewart, who's already through his 4th set of tyres, I think. He's being chased down by Skyjacker, who's done the impossible today, but that's as far as he's going, is the podium, it seems. He can't get closer to Ensign Ewart. Mama Sight saying smoking thingy. Yeah, Unfortunately, I'm one of those. So Skyjacker trying to get closer to Big Dan, but he cannot do it. Then we've got this lovely battle. Oh, Koikarp. After the pit stops, they've had another round of pit stops, it seems, and Koikarp's got some 10 seconds on the Baz. We saw the Baz was starting to close the gap, the Belgian Bullet. And the halves has really lost out somewhere along the line. And he's some 16 seconds behind the Baz, who now is 10 seconds behind Koikarp. So it looks like it's pretty stagnant in the Group 4 cars. There should be some rain. That's what we need desperately for the Group 4 cars to get it mixed up there. There's quite big gaps between all the runners. And I don't know, Ensign Ewart, he is getting close, but we know he'll drive that last quarter of a tank on a set of dead tyres. He's happy to, as is Skyjacker. So I can't see anything changing between them two. A big minute between Skyjacker and Coy, whom is 10 seconds ahead of the Baz, but these two are similar pace. And it doesn't look like he'll get much going on there. And the halves has lost a bit of time, which is a shame because he was with them all the way. Matt Psycho 40 seconds ahead of the Alien, who's 20 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield's. Homesick Alien doing his fastest lap so far with a 56.296. Liam Anfield a 57.0 last time out. And he's a minute ahead of Jim after Jim's pit stop there. But Jim's probably only got one more pit stop to make. But I think Liam's starting to stretch out his... he had a short first stint, it seemed. But even when he pitted, I didn't think he needed to pit. He had plenty of rubber on his tyres and about a quarter of a tank. It was a very strange pit stop to make. So Matt Psycho is into the pit. So we'll have a changing of the guard again. And I honestly think Homesick Alien is trying to do one stop less than Matt Psycho. I think Matt Psycho is going to do this pit stop, and I think he might have to do another pit stop. Whereas Homesick Alien is planning on, I reckon, only stopping one more time in this race, as I think maybe Liam Anfield is, as he goes past the leader of the Group 4 category, Talleyrand, in his very nice looking BMW. So Homesick Alien then retakes the lead. And Skyjacker says we want rain. I'm not sure about Homesick and Matt Psycho if they want rain. Homesick probably not, because he doesn't want to make any more pit stops than he needs to. He's on a pit stop game at the moment, is Homesick Alien. And it's all judging that it's not going to rain. Now, Matt Psycho, I think he wouldn't mind rain, because he does have, but not quite yet. But there's 15 seconds ahead is Homesick Alien. He's got a quarter of a tank more fuel than less fuel, sorry, than Matt Psycho. Oh, game on, boys, game on. Can Homesick Alien and make that fuel eke it out for one more stop? Can Matt Psycho claw back that 16 seconds and make that stop? Liam Anfield's only 5 seconds behind Matt Psycho, and he's got a fair lump of fuel on board. I think he's looking to only make one more stop in this race, possibly. Jim as well might even be wanting to just go all the way to the end, seeing the stints he's been doing. Bendit. He's clawed some time back on Jim with a 57.7 last time around. Pat, he's doing nice steady 59s at the moment. 22s, oof, 22s. I tell you what, he's been doing some catching. As Pat, he's been catching loads. But Pat there, he looks pretty safe. Madalinsky, oh sorry, wrong one to do. I don't know if I'm misjudging that. I might be, but I feel like they're getting what? We'll see. That's something I probably should have taken notice of earlier in the race. Talleyrand then, 1 minute 49 seconds ahead of his nearest four. He's done it in style this time with a dead sexy looking car. And Ensign Ewart then, just recently pitted, new tyres, full fuel, and he's got Skyjacker now within 10. Oof, what's going on here? Oh, Liam Anfield he wants to get through. Oh my, bit of bickering there between categories. Liam knows it's down to the Group 3 car to find its way through. And Ensign Ewart did not want to yield his line. He was like, no, it's my line, I want it. But he is being chased by Skyjacker. Skyjacker has purposely short-filled his car to try and drag that time in between himself and Ensign Ewart. Koikarp 30 seconds behind him, 8 seconds ahead. The Baz has pulled in 2 seconds on Koikarp. He's pulling out his fastest sectors. All looks pretty good. Oh, and it just looks like halves. Didn't expect the Bendit to be there, and give him a good thump up the Jaxie there. And my word, that's not going to go well down well with the Bendit as he was chasing down the Jim. He's pretty safe behind him though, from Pat. But his attack, that's going to have held him back a bit. He was down to what, 14, 15 seconds on Jimbo. But Jim's got plenty of fuel. I don't think he's concerned with Bendit now. Bendit's going to... This time, Harvey staying way out the way. Oh no, don't do it again. And the halves then. Everyone makes it through. Happy days. So Homesick Alien leads this race 17.1 seconds.
Matt and Liam will need one full stop and one splash and tea.
Here we go then. So the Binks has worked it out. If I've got this right, Homesick will need to fuel save a little to manage one more stop. Matt and Liam will need one full stop and one as been given a bit of a reprieve there with Bendit, and the halves coming across each other on track. Pat in 6th, 49 seconds behind Bendit. He's more worried about Madalinsky now. Madalinsky a 1:59 last time out, a 59 for Pat as well. Cancelling each other out. Silverstar at 2:03. And, he's going to get those lap times nice and consistent. There is Talleyrand. His tyre's starting to look a bit abused. He's coming to the end of his run. And Ensign Ewart still holding 10 seconds off to Skyjacker. And they're slowly pulling away from Koikarp. who is being caught by the Baz. But every time the Baz catches him, they have to make a pit stop. So, and then Coy ends up a little bit more ahead again. And the halves not having a good latter half of this race, doing amazing. Unbelievable stuff at the beginning of the race, staying with the pack. But now, I think the time is taking its toll. It's a long time to maintain that racing. It's a lot to do. 1 hour, 48 minutes these guys have been racing for so far. And yes, fatigue does take place. Your legs feel like they hurt if you're using a wheel. If you're using a controller, your thumbs ache like no ache before. Worse than childbirth, I would put my neck out there and say. Racing a 2.5 hour race can be more arduous on the body than giving birth to a child. So Holmes Segalian then coming up to lap Bendit. And he's maintaining that 16 seconds on Matt Psycho. And we're possibly he's going to try and eke out the fuel a bit to get one more stop done. With Matt Psycho maybe needing to make... Oh, no, don't hit this one. I was having a nightmare as the Group 3 cars come through. And Matt Psycho chasing down the Alien. And Liam Anfield drifting a little bit from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho doing 56s. Liam Anfield in the 57s. But maybe he's trying to eke his fuel out a bit as well. Maybe he's thinking just one more stop. He's falling into that one stop and a splash and dash. The Jim. I think Jim's one to watch, you know, for a podium because he's been very, very clever with his stints. So I think Jim might be able to pull a fast one on, especially if there's 2 stops still need to be made by Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield. And Jim's been on a very similar strategy to the Alien. Jim might be able to sneak a podium here. That'd be amazing. Let's have a read of Jim's stats, shall we? I know he's taken part in these 2.5s, but Jim used to carry bad luck with him, but it looks like, I've not wanted to mention it, but it does look like he shrugged off the unlucky thing, and he's doing an absolutely amazing job. So, Jim, car 66. Endurance event qualifying average is 4.6, which stands as he qualified 4th. Best endurance race, 2nd overall at Spa 2023. Average endurance result is 5.66. Only endurance event missed was previous event at Interlagos, and that's because he can't stand. Oh no, we lost the internet. Hello. Poor connection quality, broadcasting only mic audio. You're only getting mic audio. I don't know, maybe I should stop it and turn it off again. Oh, this has been an absolute nightmare, hasn't it? Okay, I guess I'll stop and start and see if I can get the kids to turn their things off. I don't even think my voice is on there though, is it? Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to see you once again. Oh yeah, it is. No pictures. Right, we'll try and do a bloody stop and start and see if it helps. Jesus. Why? Why is the internet so poor recently? I'll tell you why, because of Fortnite. It's killing the internet again. Right, I'll see you in about 2 minutes if I can get the rest of the race streaming. We'll see. Alright, sorry guys.